Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Point Racing. Tonight they will be taking on the 4.909 kilometer 18 or 19 corner 1 DRS zone circuit at Autodromo Enz Dino Ferrari in Imola. I am the Johnny Damon. I will be your commentator tonight. After last week, just a little recap. We had a Grand Prix in China. They have scrapped that race, so whatever the points were after the race last week, they scrapped the Shanghai International race and they moved the next race to the end of the season, which they will be ending out with Monaco. So just a little quick recap over the points. We got Satsi leading with 63 points. Big Manry in second with 53. Shankadelic in third with 36. Echo Alex with 35 in fifth. In fourth, Castana in fifth with 25 points. You got Prime in sixth with 20. D-Master OG in seventh with 18. Like Me or Not in eighth with 16. Deco in 10th with 9. In ninth with 10 points. Bongit with 9 points in 10th. Silos in 11th with 7. LB the Goat 12th with 6. And we do have wet weather here for the sprint race, so that for the sprint qualifying. So it is 12 minutes long, shorter qualifying than the original. You will also see these drivers are driving F1 World cars due to the cars not being equal. So just mind me throughout tonight when it comes to trying to get which car, get everything down in regards to cars and team names. So back to the points, we got LB the Goat with 6 points in 12th, Shiesty with 5 points in 13th, Odin Slow got 2 points in 14th, Raptor KK with 1 point in 15th. Then you have Asian Kid, LNJ, Osmanian Devil, SP, and Anime Boy rounding out your field with no points. On to constructors, we got Mercedes at the top with 88 points, Ferrari in second with 59, Red Bull in third with 36, Alfa Romeo with 35 in fourth, Williams with 30 points in fifth, McLaren in sixth with 18 points, Haas in seventh with 16 points, AlphaTauri with 8 points in eighth, Aston Martin with 6 points in ninth, and Alpine rounds out the field with 0 points. So that will be your grid. Just pulling up here as we see, it looks like Osmanian Devil is making his way through Variante Alta, which is turns 14 and 15. He's now going to head down the hill through turn 16 into 17 and 18, also known as Ribaza. Off the exit he goes. He is getting ready to start his first qualifying lap here in the wet weather. Off the exit of the final corner, across the line we go, and there is no DRS, so he is making his run down into Variante Tamburello. Into turn 2 we go. Using a lot of the curbs here in the wet weather. We have quite a bit of folks actually pretty close here. Now he's going to make his way into Variante Villeneuve, and he's making his way off the exit of turn 6 into the hairpin of Tosa. Going to go back up the hill, making a run all the way up to turn 8 and 9 of Piratella. Into Piratella we go, back down the hill into Ake Minerali. And he gets a little drifty there going into Ake Minerali. Now he's going to go back up the hill. Very tricky section there. Heading back into Variante Alta. The final chicane on the circuit. Burning the rest of that battery as he's heading back down the hill towards Ribaza. He does have somebody right behind him. Not exactly sure who that may be. But into Ravaza he goes, the final corner, and he goes a little wide and unfortunately invalidates in Ravaza. Deco is currently on an outlap. Castana is making his way up into Piratella. Stilos sets a provisional pole at a 126.6. Alan J in second at a 129.8. Down into Ake Minerali is Castana. He's now going to go back up the hill towards Variante Alta. Into the braking zone of Variante Alta, purple sector 2. So he's looking pretty solid so far here. Off the exit we go. We're going to head back down the hill towards Ravaza. Our Manson Sims goes up to P2 on the board with the 129.4. Raptor KK with a 129.6. So Castana off the exit of turn 18, now making his way towards the start-finish line. Shankadelic sets a new provisional pole, and Castana immediately tops it with a 126 flat. So a nice lap by Castana there. The track is going to be getting faster as we progress throughout qualifying. Piratella, or Yo Prime through Piratella into Ake Minerali. Off the exit we go, back up the hill, and he unfortunately invalidated, went a little wide there. Satsi catching up to, I know this green car is the Kickstart Sauber, so Satsi's making his way down towards Ravaza. He's got traffic in front of him. The Sauber moves over. I am going to guess that was Alan J. Into Ravaza we go. Off the exit, making our run towards the start-finish line here. And he's going to come across and set the provisional pole at a 125.1, so nearly 9/10 of a second faster than anybody else on the grid for the time being. That Asian kid is starting his, or finished his first lap with a 129.4. Master OG is starting his lap as he's making his run towards turn 1, or turn 2 of Variante Tomborello. Into the braking zone we go. Uses a lot of the entrance curves at the apex. Off the exit goes really wide there. Look like he's really pushing it here at the start of qualifying. Into Villeneuve. Off the exit heading towards Tosa. Now into the braking zone of the hairpin. Looking up the hill, he's got some traffic in front of him. He's sliding all over the circuit as he's making his run up the hill towards Piratella. He's now going to run through Piratella and back down the hill towards Ake Minerali. Barely keeps it within the track limit. Into the entrance of Ake Minerali, and he's got a really nice line through there. Back up the hill we go, heading towards Variante Alta. The final chicane here on the circuit. Is he going to keep it within the track limits off the exit? He does indeed, as he's making a run back down the hill in towards Ravaza. So a lot of elevation change here at Imola. Into the braking zone of Ravaza. All the way down into third gear. He's going to try and carry as much speed as he can off the exit. Heading towards the start-finish line, and he set the new provisional pole with a 125 flat. Looked like a very scruffy lap, but he does put himself on the provisional pole for the time being here in sprint qualifying. We got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in qualifying. Like me or not, is now making his run down towards Ravaza. Into the braking zone we go. Riding in fourth gear. I'm going to guess he is in the Ferrari. Off the exit, heading towards the start-finish line. He's going to come across. And he goes into the P9 position with a 127.6. Bong it at the top of Variante Alta right now in the Haas, with his teammate Silos also being in the Haas, sitting up in the P3 position. Over the course of the lap, everybody is getting a little bit faster. Dryer line is coming out, and he's making his run through Ravaza. One more corner to go. Off the exit, does keep it within the track limits. He's getting that toe, heading towards the start-finish line. He's going to come across, and he puts himself into the P7 position. Silos seems to be just getting a cool down here, getting ready to potentially do another lap, although he is pretty low on fuel, so not exactly sure what's going on there. Satsi in pit lane Looks like that is going to be the Mercedes. Seamaster OG, I know he is in a McLaren. Unfortunately, using the F1 World Cars tonight is not going to allow us to see the teams across the board. OG off of, whoa, really nice tail whip there off the exit of turn 4. Now he's making his way through Variante Villeneuve. Heading towards Tosa, the hairpin. Purple sector 1, he 6.5 tenths up on his time, so he is flying for the time being. He's really fighting this car all around this circuit here in the rain as he's now making his way through Piratella. And he slides that car out a little bit more, heading down the hill into Ake Minerali as he's looking to make his run back up the hill in towards the final chicane of Variante Alta. He is 1.2 seconds up on his time. Track is definitely getting faster. We got about 2 minutes to go here in the qualifying session. Heading towards Vivada here. Down the hill into the braking zone he goes. And off the exit of turn 18. Still fighting that car as he's making his run towards the line. Comes across the line in a 123.6, so a nice lap from Master OG there. Silos coming back out. Not sure if he's going to have enough time here in the final qualifying session. Castana appears to potentially be on a lap here as he's making his way off the exit. Burning the rest of that ERS coming across the line, and he's up to a 124.2. So missing out on the pole position by 0.6 of a second. I don't think he's going to have enough time. Shankadelic does improve up into the P3 spot with a 124.4. Sopsy's getting ready to do his final lap. Stilos is also getting ready to do his final lap. Echo Alex, the Kickstart Sauber teammate between Alex and Alan J. Alex is making his way up in towards Piratella now. Into Piratella off the exit we go, back down the hill towards Ake Minerali. Alan J unfortunately has retired from the session in the middle of qualifying. And off the exit of Ake Minerali, heading up the hill towards Variante Alta we go, into the braking zone all the way down into second gear. Using all the curbs he can, now making a run back down the hill towards Rivazza. Not sure what the Grand Prix or the sprint race weather is going to be. It is 11 laps right after this qualifying session, and then we will have another qualifying session after the sprint race to lead us into the actual Grand Prix. But Echo Alex is coming across the line, and he jumps up into the P4 position. He improves over a full second on his lap. Satsi is 8.5 tenths up after sector 1, making a run down the hill towards Ake Minerali. Is he going to be able to contend for that pole position? We will find out as soon as he comes across the sector 2 split here, heading towards Variante Alta. 1.6 up on his time. He does have enough right now to take that pole position away from D-Master OG. As he's making a run back down the hill towards Rivazza we go. In the wet weather, full brakes all the way down into third gear into the entrance of Rivazza. Off the exit we go. The track is getting really fast now. He's burning the rest of the battery he can as he's coming across the line, and he sets a 122.8. So nearly 8 tenths quicker than D-Master OG there at the top of the leaderboard. Silos making his way 1.3 up on his time. As he's getting ready to head back down the hill towards Rivazza, he's got some traffic in front of him, and through the braking zone he goes. Off the final corner, or turn 18, the penultimate corner, through turn 19 we go, across the start-finish line. He is going to prove and puts himself into the second row with a 123.8. Echo Alice unfortunately has invalidated. Osmanian Devil unfortunately has invalidated as well. So there you have your qualifying grid, folks. You got Satsi on pole for the sprint race. D-Master OG in second. Silos in third. Castana in fourth. Yo Prime in fifth. Shankadelic in sixth. Echo Alice in seventh. Like me or not in eighth. Anime Boy in ninth. Bongit in 10th, Osmanian Devil in 11th, Deco in 12th, Raptor KK 13th, Manson Sim in 14th, Asian Kid in 15th, and Alan J will round out your grid here. We have an interesting qualifying session here at Imola, getting ready for the sprint race. Once again, you got Satsi at the top, D-Master OG second, third is Speedlos, Costana and Yo Prime round out your top 5. Shankadelic, Echo, Like Me or Not, Anime, and Bongit are your top 10. Asmanian, Deco, Raptor, Manson, Asian Kid, and Alan J will round out the grid. Going to be a few moments here as everybody is getting ready to get their tire strategy into play and their fuel for the sprint race, and it looks like we're going to have a potential full wet sprint race here at Imola, so this is going to put a real big damper on things. Alright folks, and we are getting ready to do our formation lap here. We got full wets on from everybody on the grid. No intermediates, 11 laps around Imola for the for the sprint race, and then one more qualifying session, and that will lead us into the Grand Prix. See Master OG out here just flying through his formation lap. Going to be looking to get a much better start than Sotsi here off the line. Alright, so everybody is lining up to the grid, and the lights will be getting ready to go. Unfortunately, Demaster OG did disqualify from the formation lap, so we got 4 or 5 red lights on board with the OG as the lights are out, and away we go, making a run towards the first corner of Variante Tamburello. It looks like Sopsy got a great jump. He's going to lead us down into turn 1. Right behind him on the inside is the official CeeLo side by side between him and Master OG. They finally slot back in. We got quite a bit of traffic going on behind. Anime Boy's going to make his way through. Raptor inside the top 10 now. And a few drivers are going pretty wide there. Echo Alex and Mike Mironaut still battling side by side, with Echo Alex jumping into the P7 position. Into Tosa we go. Back up the hill towards Puretella. And it looks like everybody's finally starting to get sorted out here. But Anime Boy is trying to make the move up the grid. Bong It is able to get by Armanson Sim into the entrance of Puretella. It is pretty hard to see everything here with the spray until the field starts to spread out a little bit. But at the front of the grid, we got Sopsy, Master OG, and CeeLo all maintaining position. Castana there in that P4 spot, hanging on, and it looks like we actually have everybody in a nice train, all within a second of each other, all the way down to that Asian kid in the P13 position. Off the exit of Rabaza we go, and you've got Sopsy coming across the line to lead lap 1 of 11. Also sets the fastest lap, which is to be certain of. Heading in towards Variante Tamburello, and we still got the top 3 all sitting stationary. Castana hanging on to that P4 spot. There will be no DRS due to the wet surface and the rain coming down. But Yo Prime is trying to make a move on Castana as we enter Variante Villeneuve, heading towards Tosa. Is he going to try and make a move down to the inside? No, he's not. He's going to continue to follow along up the hill towards Puretella. Into Puretella we go, and it looks like Yo Prime goes really wide there into Puretella, maintains his track position though, into Ake Minerali. Very tricky sector here of Sector 2, back up the hill towards Variante Alta. And nobody's looking to make a move besides Shankadelic, potentially down to the inside off the exit really nice run through Variante Alta to Shankadelic as we're going to head back down the hill towards Ravaza of turn 17 and 18. Into the braking zone, nearly gets into the back of Yo Prime there. And it's very tricky here around the wet track of Imola. It looks like it's flooded. D-Master OG with a fastest lap of a 129 flat. Is he going to be looking to make a move down into Variante Tamburello? No, he is not. He's going to continue to follow along and try and force Softy into a mistake. Castana sitting in that P4 position, riding along right behind Silos. He's nearly 2/10 off the back of his rear diffuser. Into Villeneuve we go. Through Tosa and back up the hill, heading towards Piratella, and it is going to be a 4-car fight here between Silos, Castana, Yo Prime, and Shankadelic as we're making our way through Piratella and down the hill. And who is that off in the background? And that's Shankadelic going wide once again down through Ake Minerali. Got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Not sure what's going on back here. Raptor KK, Anime Boy, does have his front wing. Must have gone around through Piratella. Now into Variante Alta. We got Silos leading in that P3 position here. Or actually heading down towards Ravaza. D-Master OG is trying to figure out when to make a move on Satsi here as we're coming across the start-finish line. And Satsi sets another fastest lap, but D-Master OG is hanging on to the back of him by a half a second. He is closing up to the back of him into Tamburello, and it doesn't look like he wants to attempt any moves there. Silos goes a little deep into turn 2. And that's going to allow Castana to close right up to the back of him. Is he going to attempt a move down into Villeneuve? No, he is not. Going to continue to follow along. And maybe into Tosa. There might have been an opportunity to make a move down into Tosa, but wisely chose to back out and continue to follow as we're going back up the hill. It looks like Yo Prime goes a little wide there. Anime Boy struggling in the back with a 3-second time penalty already on lap 4. He's going to continue to follow right behind Gecko by a full second here. Asian Kid's trying to hang on. Raptor KK with a 3-second time penalty. Looked like that occurred through Ake Minerali. Like me or not, just chilling out here by himself in the Ferrari. Same with Echo Alex in the Kickstart Sauber. So you have a big battle going on here for that final podium position here of the sprint race between Silos Castana on board with Master OG, not attempting to make an overtake. Although here comes Castana around the outside of Silos. He is going to overtake him into Tamburello, and he is now into the final podium position here during the sprint race. Yo Prime is right behind him. Is Yo Prime going to be looking Raptor KK and Osmanian Devil side by side into Tamburello? And it looked like one gets squeezed a little wide, and that must have been Raptor potentially squeezing Osmanian Devil onto the apex up the exit of turn 3. Deco is now going to be able to catch up and close to the back of him. Another 4-car battle going on back here. But we're going to jump back up as Yo Prime closed less than 3/10 of a second to the back of Silos in front of him through Ake Minerali and back up the hill towards Variante Alta. Into the braking zone we go, and everybody's going to continue to follow each other through here. Nobody's looking to make any moves. Heading back down the hill towards Ravaza. Silos trying to hang on to a second of Castana in front of him. He would like that slipstream, although Castana is pulled outside of a second, and he's looking to pull away. Silos gets a little bit of a tire spin, and what happened there? D-Master OG dives into pit lane, so doesn't Silos. Here on lap 6 of the sprint race, we got some folks jumping into pit lane. And they're all getting 10-second penalties. Not exactly sure what's going on there. That just allows Salty to extend his gap out front. And Prime is now also coming through. So on lap 6 of the sprint, we have 4 cars all dive into pit lane. Unfortunately, Silos and Like Me Not both got 10-second penalties for speeding into pit lane. Down through Ake Minerali, Castana is trying to hold Opio Prime with Shankadelic in that P4 position. Position changes. Raptors up 7 spots here in the sprint race, so nice little points haul for him, especially being outside the top 8. Off the exit we go across the start finish line. We're going to have about 4 or 5 laps to go, including this lap. So that will lead us to 5 laps to go. Master OG does make his way by Manson Sim into 12th place. He's got a lot of work to do to get back inside the points for the sprint. He's 2.2 seconds off the back of Bongit. Bongit is right up on the back of Asian Kid here into Tomborello. Prime has caught up to the back of Castana, up the hill towards Piratella, and through Piratella we go. And they're going to keep it within the track limits here. Back down the hill towards Ake Minerali. And off the exit and back up the hill. He's all over that rear diffuser, 3/10 back. Heading into Variante Alta, down into the braking zone at about 75 meters. Over the curb on the entrance. And he goes really wide there. It's going to affect his traction off the exit back down the hill towards Rivada. He is burning a little bit of battery. Hanging on to the back of Castana off the exit. Is he going to be looking for a better exit using the curb at the apex? Master OG has caught up to Bongit, and he's making his way down the hill towards Rivada. Into P11 goes Master OG. Now he needs 3 more positions to be able to catch back up into point pain here of the sprint race. Prime is not going to be able to make a move into Tomborello. Jump on board with Deco here as Bongit dives into pit lane with 3 laps to go. Silo sets the fastest lap at a 126.7, so that will be an extra point for him. As Minion Devils hanging on to the back of Raptor KK into Villeneuve. Now through Tosa, the hairpin on the circuit, off the exit we go. Master OG around the inside of Asian Kid, and he's back inside the top 10. He needs 2 more positions here to gain any points from this sprint race. Back down the hill through Ake Minerali. He is trying to catch up to the back of Anime Boy, and has gained nearly 4/10 there. Heading into Variante Alta, we got about 6 or 7 cars here, all in a train off the exit of Alta, and here comes OG. He is caught right up to the back of his teammate of Anime Boy. He's going to be beating down the inside, and Anime Boy closes him off there into Rabaza. Off the exit of turn 18, heading towards the start-finish line, and here he comes. Master OG is going to go around the outside of his teammate, sets the fastest lap with a 126.5. His teammate's going to fight him here as we're making our way towards Tomborello. And OG down to the inside into that P9 position. Next on his list is going to be Deco. Deco is hanging on to that final point pan here of the sprint race as we're making our way through Villeneuve. Now Tosa in front. Off the exit of Tosa, and OG gets a really nice exit there. Peeks down to the inside. Maybe a little bit of a wheel tap between him and Deco. And here comes OG now looking to make a move. He goes really wide and gets a little bit of a drifty there going down the hill into Ake Minerali. Back up the hill, he's putting the attack on Osmanian Devil into the braking zone of Variante Alta. Side by side through the chicane. And it looks like OG is going to kind of force Osmanian Devil a little wide off the exit there, as he's now going to put his sights on Raptor KK. Into the braking zone of Rabaza. And it looks like potential, no, and it looks like Silos is going to make his way around Asian Kid through Rabaza. And now he's got his sights on Anime Boy in front. Is Joe Prime looking to make a move? They're on their way through Tosa on the penultimate lap. OG less than a second off the back of Raptor here as we're making our way through Tomborello, now heading towards Villeneuve of turn 5 and 6 into the braking zone and nearly pulled right up to the back of Raptor KK. Is he going to look to make a move down the inside? No. Bongit sets the fastest lap with a 126.2. Everybody has thrown on the intermediate tires here during the sprint race, the ones that have bought. OG is going to get by Raptor and move into that P6 position as Echo Alex is 12.4 seconds ahead. Silos makes it by Deco through Puritella down into Ake Minerali, and he's got Anime Boy on his sights here. Back up the hill. Heading towards Alta we go. Sitting inside the top 10. 2 more spots and he will get the final point paying position, but he has quite a bit of work to do here on the final lap. Anime Boy is going to be hanging on to that P9 position, with Osmanian Devil onto the final points paying position as well. Off the exit, D-Master sets the fastest lap once again, and that is going to benefit him here with an extra point. And it doesn't look like Silos has been able to close up to the back of the wet runners in front of him of Anime. He's now actually less than a second back off the exit of Tomborello, heading towards Villeneuve, and we got a yellow flag in the back here. It looks like this might have been Deco who went around off the exit of Tomborello, and Shankadelic is hanging on to the back of Yo Prime. Into the braking zone of Variante Alta we go. Manson Sim was able to get by Deco through Tosa, and now it looks like heading around the final corner of Satsi into turn 18 off the exit. Anime Boy with a 3-second time penalty. He keeps it within the track limits. No time penalty for Satsi, and he's going to take the win here in the sprint race. Castana in P2 with Yo Prime in 3rd, Shankadelic in 4. And it looks like Anime Boy and Silos might be battling down to the line for P9. D-Master OG is going to come across in P6. He did make a pit stop to get off the wet tires. Might have not have been the right strategy call. But you got Raptor and Osmanian Devil. So Osmanian Devil is going to jump into that P7. Raptor in 8th. Asian Kid in 9th. And then Anime Manson Sim is 10th and 11th, with Silos in 12th due to a 10-second time penalty. Deco in 13th. Like me or not, got a 10-second time penalty. Bongit just chilling back here. He's going to come across the line in 14th, with Like Me or Not in 15th. And Alan J will round out the top 16 drivers here in the wet weather at Imola, as he's making his way off the exit of the final corner, heading towards the start-finish line. And he's going to come across and finish there in the P16 position. So that will be the sprint race there. We got an 18-minute qualifying session here for the Grand Prix, 32 laps around Imola here. Hopefully the weather might be a little bit drier for these folks here, but we will find out as soon as we get into the short qualifying. And I was wrong. We are going into another wet qualifying session here at Imola, so it's going to be very interesting to see how qualifying is now going to be taking place after everybody was able to get 11 laps in race conditions. And the first one to lead us out of pit lane, as my guess, is Bongit this time. Track is a little bit drier, intermediate conditions once again here in the qualifying session. You can see Bongit is really pushing this car through Villeneuve as he is trying to get the tires up to temperature, making his way through Tosa and back up the hill. Heading down the hill into Acque Minerali. In through turns 17 and 18 off the exit of Rivazza is Bongit gonna lead us on our first qualifying session. Right on board with him as he's making his way down the start finish straight, heading towards turn 2. That's gonna carry him all the way into Tombarello through the braking zone. On the entrance curve off the exit is now off the exit of turn 4. He's got Villeneuve right in front of him. Through Tosa and back up the hill we go. Now through Piratella, back down into Acque Minerali. Off the exit, heading towards Variante Alta he goes. He's looking pretty good so far here in qualifying into the braking zone of Alta off the exit and now down towards Rivazza. And Bongit's going to lead us here towards our first lap here into the entrance of Rivazza down through the braking zone. Off the exit of 17. He's got turn 18 right in front of him in this little kink here up just before the start-finish line is turn 19, comes across the start-finish line with a provisional pole of a 125 flat. So he was able to find a lot more time there on board, and it looks like Anime Boy into that P2. Silos is going to take provisional pole with a 124.5. Raptors, the next one to come across the line, a 29.7, so a scrappy lap from him. Throughout qualifying, tires will get faster. Yo Prime is making his way across the line and he's up to a 24.6, so a nice lap by Prime. And that was Echo Alice getting ready to start a lap, trying to find the next one. Master OG across the line, new provisional pole with a 123.7. Silos in that P2 position with a 124.5. Sotzi takes provisional pole by a half a second with a 23.2. Manson Sim off the exit of Ravazza, and he's going to dive into pit lane. Echo Alex making his way through Tosa. We're going to jump on board here. It looks like Deco unfortunately has invalidated. Like me or not, now making a run towards the line. And he is going to come across. Where is he going to put himself as he crosses the line? In the Ferrari, and he jumps up into the P7 position with a 125.6. Echo Alex through Alta, now down the hill towards Ravazza. Shankadelic off the exit of turn 18, and he's going to come across the line and into that P3 position at a 24.4. So barely a tenth over Silos. Echo Alice is next one to come across, and he's into that P6 position with a 24.7. Jump on board with Deco here as he's making his way through Ake Minerali. Up towards Variante Alta through Sector 2, split with a 56.5. And really nice drive there through the curbs, and unfortunately invalidates off the exit of Variante Alta. And that is going to have to put him down through another lap. Master OG appears to be on another lap and unfortunately has invalidated somewhere along this lap. Sotzi is starting another lap. And he really gets a lot of the inside curb. He's a tenth and a half, nearly 2/10 up on his time. Off the exit of Tosa, back up the hill towards Pirantella. Through Piratella down the hill, 11 minutes to go in the qualifying session into Ake Minerali. Using all the curbs. Is it stopped raining? The rain has definitely lightened up here in this qualifying session, so we might see some slicks come into play. As Sotzi makes his way through Alta, and now he's going to carry his speed down the hill through Ravazza. Silos take second place on the front row. With a 23.6. Sotzi off the exit of turn 18, barely keeps it within the track limits. He rode that white line pretty closely, and he comes across with a 22.2. And it looks like the rain has stopped here at Imola, so we're going to have a dry rest of the qualifying session. Everybody's going to be diving into pit lane, and Bonga is still on a set of intermediate tires. Like me or not, is making his way down into Ravazza off the exit, and he's going to go really wide there, but my assumption is he's going to dive into pit lane. Yes, he will. Osmanian Devil is carrying speed down into Ake Minerali. Doesn't look like he is on a lap. Raptor is heading towards Ravazza now, and he's probably going to jump into pit lane due to the dry surface. And Alan J is going to be the first one out on the circuit in slick tires as he's making his way through Ake Minerali. Back up towards Variante Alta we go, into the break-in zone through the chicane. Oh, sorry, I apologize guys, a little tired today. And we're making our way back down the hill into Ravazza. Off the exit of turn 18, he's going to have to turn the hot lap on. He's got it cranked up, coming across the line. And he's going to start his qualifying session. It doesn't look like DRS has been activated quite yet, as he's making his run towards Tamburello. In through Tamburello he goes off the exit of turn 4. He's got some traffic in front of him. Now towards Variante Villeneuve. Through 5 and 6 we go. Off the exit, and he's keeping it off the outside curve into Tosa. Brakes at about 60 meters or so. Through Tosa, off the exit, he's got, I believe, Sopsy right in front of him. Not exactly sure who that may be, as he's carrying as much speed as he can into Piratella. Now down into Ake Minerale. Off the exit, he's looking perfect, or a great lap here for Alan J. Back up the hill, heading towards Variante Alta, burning some of that battery into the braking zone of Alta. Off the exit, and he's going to keep it within the track limit. Does not use any of the exit curb on the outside of the circuit. Heading down towards Rivazza of turns 17 and 18. And now Sopsy's going to set a provisional pole, but I believe that was on a set of intermediate tires. Alan J is going to make his run towards the line, comes across with a 128.1. Yeah, Sopsy's still on the intermediate. And OG gets really loose there on the brakes when he goes into pit lane. And we got some traffic in front between Prime and not sure who that may be. Down the start-finish straight. Prime and Deco here making their run through Villeneuve, or Tamburello, sorry, heading towards Villeneuve. And Deco's going to be heavy on the brake through Villeneuve into fourth gear off the exit, heading towards Tosa. Off the exit, head back up the hill towards Piratella. Trying to figure out who is on the first qualifying lap here in the dry weather. And Osmanian Devil's going to dive into pit lane. Raptor KK off the exit, burning some battery to start his final qualifying lap, or start his first slick run. Asian Kid making his way down through Rivazza off the exit of turn 18. And he's going to make a run towards the line. Is he going to be able to jump on the pole position? No, he is not. Comes across the line. And it still doesn't look like DRS is activated. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Castana sitting in that P2 position. Silos making a run through. And Castana unfortunately has left the session. So I will have to send him an invite. Invite sent. Silos off the exit of Rivazza, heading towards the start-finish line, burning the rest of his battery, comes across the line. DRS is now officially enabled, and unfortunately nobody has been able to beat Sopsy when Sopsy was on the intermediate tires for his best lap to this point. Next one that's going to come across the line will be... Well, Raptor is invalidated. Armanson Sims in pit lane. So, Echo is not on a lap, but Bonga is currently on a lap. In through Tosa we go. Looking to go back up the hill. The traffic pulls off to the outside of the circuit to allow Bonga to come through. Into Piratella we go. Castana has rejoined the session, so he will be able to get a lap in. We got about 4 minutes left of qualifying down into Ake Minerale. And off the exit and up the hill. Into Variante Alta, Bonget currently purple sector 2, 1.3 up on his time, but it's not looking like enough to take that pole position away at the time being. Everybody else is going to be coming out of pit lane to get their final laps in here of the qualifying session. Off the exit of turn 18, start finish line right in front of him through the kink of turn 19, DR's flap wide open. And he barely misses out by less than a half a second of that pole position here. CeeLo starting another lap here in the qualifying. Got the DRS flap wide open, making a run towards turn 2 of Variante Tamburello. Off the exit we go of turn 4. Or turn 4 there into Variante Villeneuve. Now he's got the hairpin of Tosa right in front of him. Into the braking zone, all the way down into second gear, looking for the traction. Off the exit he goes, burning the battery up the hill towards Piratella. In through Piratella. Is he going to keep it within the limits? And unfortunately has invalidated. So he is going to have to back down and regenerate that battery quickly here. And D-Master OG goes wide, and it looks like barely, for some reason, did not invalidate. Off the exit of Tosa, back up the hill. Deco on the pole position with a 129.2. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in qualifying. This is going to be an interesting end here. As Master OG down into Ake Minerali. Sitting in that P4 position. 7/10 off the back of Satsi to be on the front row. Nearly second and a half off of Deco here for pole position. He's pushing as hard as he can. Osmanian Devil up onto the front row in that P2 position with a 20.4. Down into Rabazza we go for Master OG. Off the exit of turn 18. Is he going to have enough to take provisional pole? Opens up the DRS flap, comes across the line, a 117.9. Provisional pole for D-Master OG there at the top. Satsi is starting his lap here with a minute 30 to go. We got quite a bit of people, quite a bit of folks all coming out for their final outlap. Asian Kid is just starting his final lap of qualifying session here. Shankadelic making his way towards the line. Like me or not is unfortunately invalidated. So let's see here. Anime Boy currently on an outlap. Alan J currently on a lap. Our Manson Sim is going to make a run down through Ake Minerali and back up the hill, burning the battery. Gets a little wheel spin there going up the hill through Ake Minerali into the braking zone of Variante Alta. Off the exit and now back down towards Ravaza. Jump on board with Satsi as it looks like he's not burning anything here for his final qualifying run. Is he going to be able to get to the line in enough time to do one more lap? Osmanian Devils looking to try and improve on his time through Villeneuve. Is he up? Yes, he is. 8.5 tenths up on his time. Manson Sim goes into P3. Asian Kid takes provisional pole with a 17.5. OG with a 17.9. So Asian Kid 4 tenths faster than OG here. Up in the front, Prime takes provisional pole with a 17.2. So Prime up on the provisional pole for the time being. Where is Satsi? He's starting his final lap here through Sector 1 split. How much is he going to be up by? 1.8 up on his time here through Sector 1. Shankadelic takes provisional pole with a 17.1. So a great lap by Shankadelic. And that's going to be the end of qualifying for him. But on board with Satsi as he enters Ake Minerali. He's going to try and keep this nice and clean. Castano takes the provisional pole with a 16.4. So the pole position check getting faster and faster. Nearly 4 seconds up for Satsi here. Already through 2 sectors. Now he's going to make his run. D-Master OG takes pole back with a 16.1 on his final lap here in qualifying. Satsi's going to make a run off the exit of Ravaza. Opens up the DRS flap, keeps it tucked to the inside, and he takes the provisional pole with a 15.6. It's Prime currently not on a lap. Asian Kid in the pit lane. Echo Alice invalidated. But there you have it, folks. That is your qualifying session. Satsi at the top. Master OG in second. Castana in third. Shankadelic in 4th, Anime Boy in 5th, Prime in 6th, Asian Kid 7th, Echo Alice 8th, Osmanian Devil 9th, Like Me or Not 10th, Manson Sim 11th, Deco in 12th, Alan J 13th, Bong at 14th, Stelos 15th, and Raptor KK will round out your grid here. So we have the grid set for your 32 laps around Imola, and it's going to be a fun, interesting Grand Prix. So there you have it. After that short qualifying, we got Thoughtsy at the top, D-Master OG in 2nd, Castana 3rd, Shankadelic 4th, Anime 5th, Yo Prime 6th, Asian Kid 7th, Echo 8th, Osmanian Devil 9th, Like Me or Not 10th, Manson Sim 11th, Deco 12th, Alan J 13th, Bung at 14th, and I think it is Silos is 15th, and I don't remember who is 16th. The game wouldn't let me continue on. Gonna be a dry Grand Prix here for 32 laps. I'm not sure what the weather's gonna look like at the end. Everybody is getting their tire strategy in, and then we will be getting ready to roll for 32 laps around the Imola circuit. And formation lap is on, so we are going to pull up the tire strategies. We got 2 drivers on hard tires, everybody else on a set of medium. So that will be the start here of the Grand Prix, medium versus hard. As we're heading through Rivazza, and everybody's going to make their way towards the start-finish line to get those tires warmed up. There we have it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and away we go, heading down toward turn 2 of Variante Tamburello, and it looks like Prime got a great jump, a wheel bang side by side with him and Castana down into turn 2. And it looks like Castana is going to hold on to position there. Off the exit, gets really loose off the exit of turn 4, now into Villeneuve. D-Master OG sitting back here in the P6 position, trying to make a move on Echo Ellis in front of him. Through Tosa, up the hill we go towards Pirantella to start lap 1. Everybody in a single file. There's the Ferrari in the back of, like me or not, a little bit of an oversteer snap. Get that car regathered up the hill, back down into Ake Minerali, and now we're going to carry our speed back up the hill, and it looks like into Variante Alta. Yo Prime is trying to put the pressure on Castana here on lap 1. We are going to get DRS. It is dry out here in Imola. We had a wet qualifying for the sprint race with a wet sprint race, and now intermediate to slicks in the final qualifying session for the Grand Prix. DRS is activated. Sotsi across the line to lead lap 1. D-Master OG has fallen off the back of Echo Alex. Gecko is looking around. Made a move on Alan J up into the P11 spot, as Silos is now trying to put the pressure on Raptor KK as we make our run towards Villeneuve. Down into the braking zone of Villeneuve. Off the exit we go. And is Silos going to be close enough? We got a 1 stop or a 2 stop. You can go medium hards or medium hards here at Imola. Up the hill towards Pirantella we go, and it looks like Silos is going to still hang on to the back of Raptor here. Heading back down the hill towards Ake Minerali, less than 0.3 of a second off his rear diffuser. Gonna jump back up to the front here as D-Master has finally caught back up to Echo Alice here. Must have had some sort of snap on the previous lap. put him a second behind, but now he is carrying as much as he can down into Rabaza. Everybody is burning their batteries already on the second lap. Off the exit, and he got the DRS flap wide open. Is Castana going to be able to get a run into Tamburello? OG set the fastest lap of a 1:17.8 into the braking zone of Tamburello. No, he's not going to make a move. Yo Prime was looking to make a move there, but Deco does get by Raptor. And Silos up into the P9 position, and some contact goes on between Raptor and Manson Sim into Tamburello, and both of them goes off into the gravel trap. Brutosa and up the hill towards Parentella. We got a 6-car train here all the way down to Master OG. Then through Parentella, now heading down the hill towards Ake Minerali. And off the exit, we go back up the hill towards Variante Alta. Osmanian Devil's got the pressure from Asian Kid right behind him. Silo's trying to close back up. He's a second and a half off the back of him. Into the braking zone of Alta, and Osmanian Devil already with a 3-second time penalty here on lap 3. Asian Kid's gonna put that pressure on him into the braking zone of Ravaza. And off the exit we go. Sotsy with another fastest lap. And it looks like Castana's going to break out of the slipstream from him. Anybody going to be looking to make a move? No, everybody wants to continue to follow along. Asian Kid is going to get by the inside of Osmanian Devil into the braking zone of Tamburella. And Anime Boy was able to get by. Bong It is also able to get by LMJ as well, as we're making our way off the exit of turn 4. Heading towards Villeneuve, and Osmanian Devil must have been some contact. Not exactly sure what happened between him and Asian Kid, but Osmanian Devil is back into that P7 position. Still a 6-car train battling here up in the front. Master OG in that P6 position. Is he going to be looking to make a move into Alta? No, he is not. DRS is going to help Castana close up to the back of Salty here down the start-finish straight. Wants to get through the DRS detection point, and indeed they do. Off the exit of turn 18, Ravaza. Yo Prime with a 3-second time penalty. Penalties are already coming in here in the dry weather. Not as much penalties in the wet, but we're already getting penalties here in the dry. Castana's going to pull right up to the back, and Master OG goes around the outside of Echo Alex. Slides himself back into the top 5. He's looking to gain some more position. Silos around the outside. Squeezed a little bit on the apex, and Gecko was looking to go down the inside as well. But Osmanian Devil closed him off here. Into Villeneuve we go. And it looks like they've started to settle down a little bit. Silo's nearly 8 seconds off the back of the 6-car train up in the front. As Castana is still keeping the pressure on Sotsy, hoping for him to make a mistake. Old G is all over that rear diffuser of Shankadelic in front of him. Off the exit of Variante Alta, heading back towards Ravaza. And DRS is going to help Castana once again defend off Yo Prime behind him as we're making our way across the start-finish line to start lap 6. And indeed we do so. OG with another fastest lap. Shankadelic is pulled right up to that rear diffuser of Prime, but did not look to make a move down the start-finish straight. Master OG with about 35% battery all over the rear diffuser, and still some more moves going down the inside of Deco on Osmanian Devil side by side off the exit of turn 4. And we got a 5-car battle heading into Villeneuve, and who's that going down the inside? Bong It down the inside of a Silos through Villeneuve, and Bong It now inside the top 10 into P9 as well. Bong It with a 3-second time penalty off the exit of Tosa, heading up the hill towards Pirantella. And it looks like Silos wants to try and get back by him, but Bonga is caught right up to the rear diffuser of Osmanian Devil into Ake Minerali. The leaders up here all the way down to P6 are still just following each other with patience as the net DRS group is behind them, making their way through turn 16 down to Ribaza now. Is anybody going to be looking to make a move down into turn 2? No, everybody seems to be patiently waiting for the time being as they make their way through Tomborello. The next train we got heading towards across the start-finish line on lap 7. Osmanian Devil up to the rear diffuser of Deco, Bongit right behind him, and they're all going to continue to follow each other. 12.2 seconds separates Group 1 from Group 2 here. They're all making their way through Villeneuve into Tosa. Back up to the front, D-Master OG all over that rear diffuser of Shankadelic as they're making their way up the hill into Alta. Down into Ribaza, Yo Prime knocked out of the 1 second gap here. Shankadelic is going to be looking to pounce ASAP. Bongit and Osmanian Devil have swapped positions. On with your leaders. And here goes Shankadelic down the inside of Yo Prime. Is that going to allow Master OG to come through? And some contact is made. And OG has lost his front wing. Somehow contact was made there. And now we got no front wing for OG. Philo speeding into pit lane on lap 8. 10-second penalty for him. Very unfortunate for OG. Now he's going to have to bot for a new front wing. Not sure exactly what happened. But Castana is barely hanging on to the DRS in front of him of Satsi. Shankadelic now. Castana has lost the DRS to Satsi as he's got 100% battery. Satsi's got 99% battery, so everybody here up in the front all still have some battery life. Into Variante Alta, and we are under a safety car. So this is actually going to benefit D-Master OG to go into pit lane, put on a new set of tires, get a new front wing. As you can see, actually all your leaders jive into pit lane. Gonna need a new front wing for Deco as well. And Anime Boy is gonna stay out, like me or not, is also gonna stay out as well. So that slots in Satsi into that P3 position. D-Master OG is not gonna lose really anything to the train in front of him. So we are under safety car on lap 9. So everybody has swapped to hard tires. Joe Prime is going to stay on the mediums. He will have to make one more stop here and switch over to another tire compound. Safety car will be in this time. And Anime Boy will lead us back to green flag on a set of hard tires with Like Me or Not, the only two that started on the hard tires. Off the exit of turn 18, pedal to the metal, and we are back under green flag as Anime Boy will lead us across the line down into Tamburello. And is Like Me or Not going to be looking around the outside into the entrance of the braking zone, and he's well ahead to take that position. Looked like Prime went a little deep. Echo Alex and Shankadelic is going to be fighting for position here, as well as Shankadelic and Master OG through Villeneuve. Nearly 1 second back already. Stopsy is going to get by Anime Boy off the exit of Tosa. Is he going to carry and take Castana with him up into Piratella? Up the hill towards Variante Alta, and we get Like Me or Not, currently your race leader. Katana's looking to try and get by Anime Boy in front of him. He's got a great exit off of Variante Alta down through the inside, now around the outside into Ravaza, and it looks like Katana's going to be into that P3 position. Goes a little deep into the braking zone. And Prime is now all over the rear diffuser of Anime Boy. He's going to go around the outside, try and grab the slipstream from the car in front of him. However, he's not going to get it going down into Tamburello. Sati has regained the lead from Like Me or Not. Echo Alex with a 3-second time penalty here. Into Villeneuve we go, and it looks like everybody's starting to settle back in once again, but Castano's looking down the inside of Like Me or Not into Tosa, and he's not going to be able to make a move there. However, he's still all over that rear diffuser of Like Me or Not in the Ferrari in front of him. Off the exit of Piratella we go, back down the hill in towards Ake Minerali. Side by side between Yo Prime and Anime Boy. Into Ake Minerali, Castana with a 3-second time penalty, and Yo Prime has completed the move there. Into Variante Alta, and it looks like everybody's not going to be trying to make a move there. You have a big train going on here. Sati opened up to a 1.6 second gap. Castana is going to be looking to use the DRS down the start-finish straight to overtake the Ferrari in front of him. Off the exit, heading across the start-finish line to start lap 13. DRS flap wide open. Castana around the outside, and he's going to jump into that P2 position. Yo Prime down through the inside as well into Tamburello, and he gains a spot. D-Master OG and Shankadelic battling side by side into the entrance of Tamburello. And here comes Silos down to the inside as well, going into Villeneuve. He's going to back out through Variante Villeneuve. In towards Tosa we head. Off the exit, up the hill towards Piratella. Through Ake Minerali, and 2-second gap for Sati up in the front. Already got 2 wins on the season, looking for his 3rd tonight. A lot of these folks got quite a bit of work to do to catch up to the cars in front. Yo Prime's looking to make a move. Echo Alex down around the outside of Anime Boy into the braking zone of Rabaza. Now Echo Alex is going to be looking to make a move on Like Me or Not, and he does so. Like Me or Not goes a little wide there in through Rabaza. But here comes D-Master OG. Prime has overtaken into that P2 position. Anime Boy is going to get in front of Echo Alex. Quite a bit of chaos going into Tamburello, and some contact made between Like Me or Not and D-Master OG, and that's going to bounce a bunch of drivers backwards. A lot of damage has happened there too. Some front end wings have been missing. It looks like we got a missing end plate on Bongit and a missing end plate on Asian Kid as well. as Master OG into that P6 position, and we got a virtual safety car on lap 14. A lot of contact was made between Like Me or Not and the Master OG and a Tomborello, and that caused kind of a decent pile up there. And it looks like Prime is going to dive into pit lane to put on a new set of tires here. He's going to go to a set of white wall hard tires. Green flag is back out. DRS is enabled once again. And you got Castana 2 seconds off the back of Sopsy. Anime Boy 2 seconds off the back of Castana with Echo Alex breathing down his neck. G-Master OG also in the picture inside the top 5 as we're making our way up the hill towards Piratella. Echo Alex peeking down to the inside, but he's not close enough to make a move. And here comes G-Master OG down into Ake Minerali, sitting inside the top 5. Bong it with another 3-second time penalty. Back up the hill towards Variante Alto we go with your P3, 4, and 5 here. Osmanian Devil with another 3-second time penalty, and Alan J is going to be trying to defend off Osmanian Devil. Shankadelic sitting alone in the P6 position. And around goes Anime Boy. And unfortunately, that's going to be a DNF and a safety car off the exit of turn 18. And we already got another safety car here from the McLaren of Anime Boy as he went to the inside wall. Safety car is going to pull out in front of the leaders here and pushed D-Master OG off the circuit. So Yo Prime, and it looks like we're going to have some folks diving into pit lane here. Those are the time penalties. Everybody on set of hard tires. Raptor goes to another set of medium tires for himself here. Looking to take advantage of a 2-stop, medium, hard, medium for the final 15 laps or so. As all your leaders dive into pit lane, putting on a new set of yellow wall on the medium tires. Manson Sim is going to stay out on his hard tires here. Prime is also going to stay out on a set of hard tires. He's going to be up into that P4 position. Deco is going to stay out on his hard tires as well. So other than that, everybody else on a fresh set of mediums to try and end out this Grand Prix. Quintana dives into pit lane. Not exactly sure what this is for. Does he have front wing damage? We will see. As he goes into his pit box, no wing, but he is removing his 10-second penalty. That is exactly what you need to be doing here under the safety car. He's got a lot of work to make up, though, to get back through the field. He goes to another set of hard tires. These tires have any laps on them? Yes, they do. They got 8 laps on them currently. Safety car will be in this lap as we're off the Esta Variante Alta. And Manson Sim's going to lead us back to green, pedal to the metal once again here on lap 19. And it looks like Stotzi's going to be trying to make that early move down into Variante Tamburello. Is he going to be able to make the move? No, he is not, as Manson Sim's going to hold him off. But it looks like everybody's going to try and be making some moves. D-Master OG looking for a little switchback off the F to the Tamburello, heading towards Variante Villeneuve. Around the outside, he goes into Villeneuve, up into that P3 position. Now he's got his sights on Stotzi. Stotzi down to the inside of Tosa, and off the exit we go. Up the hill towards Piratella, and it looks like Stotzi is going to be back into the lead. But here comes OG around the inside, and he's going to complete the move on Sim. And now comes Joe Prime as well down into Ake Minerali. On lap 19, up 32. We got about 14 laps to go. Prime is going to get by our Manson Sim as well. And Sim goes really deep through Variante Alta. Echo Ellis is going to get by. Deco is going to get by as well. And here comes Shankadelic. So we've got our top 6 runners all back within a DRS train. DRS will be reactivated this time through. And there's only one DRS straight here in Imola. DRS been activated. Here comes D-Master OG looking to make a move on Stotzi here for the lead into Tamburello, and he's not going to be able to make that move. As now Stotzi's looking to defend him off, heading towards Villeneuve. You got Yo Prime trying to keep it within a second as he enters Villeneuve. Goes a little wide there. That allows Echo Alex to overtake him into that P3 position. Everybody else currently sitting behind each other in a line here. No other moves are being made on the circuit at this time. Off the exit of Ake Minerali. Into Variante Alta, you got Master OG still riding that rear diffuser of Stotzi here. Through turn 16, Joe Prime with another 3-second time penalty. The 2 leaders do not have any time penalties at this time through Rivalda. Off the exit of turn 18, and Master OG gets a 3-second time penalty. He is going to get DRS to Stotzi in front of him now. As we're making our run down into Tamburello, here goes OG around the outside into the braking zone of Tamburello, and we got a new race leader here on lap 21. And it looks like Echo Alex up in that P3 position, fighting with the old Prime Castana, already down into 15. Looking to make a move down the inside into Villeneuve, but he's not going to be far enough alongside to attempt. Heading towards Tosa, he is going to get the inside on Asian Kid, but Osmanian Devil and Manson Sim battling for position. Manson Sim does get back out in front of Osmanian Devil. In through Piratella, Osmanian Devil is going to be able to go down to the inside. Is he going to complete the move into Ake Minerali? Yes, he does. Up into the P8 position goes Osmanian Devil, but really wide off the exit he goes. Up into Variante Alta, and here comes our Manson Sim trying to challenge. Raptor KK and Asian Kid get together, and it looks like a 3-second time penalty for Raptor KK. Castana back inside the top 10. Picking his way through, he does have some front wing damage. Master OG with the fastest lap here. Sotsy hanging on to that DRS at the time. Prime and Echo Alex, and here comes Shankadelic as well down to the inside of Echo Alex. Through into Tomborello we go off the exit of turn 4. Raptor, KK, Castana, Stilos all battling here into Tomborello. And it looks like Castana's only going to lose one position for the time being, but he's looking to put the attack back on Raptor KK into Villeneuve. And he does so. Back inside the top 10. Like me or not, with another 3-second time penalty. 11 laps, or 10 and a half laps to go as we're making our way up the hill towards Piratella. Up to the front, Shankadelic and Echo Alex is still fighting here for the final podium position. D-Master OG is going to lose out to the position of Sotsy into the chicane of Alta, as we're now going to go back down the hill in towards Rivalda. OG will have the DRS once again on Sotsy here off the exit of turn 18. He's getting ready to open up that DRS flap. He's got it wide open. 8/10 back. Is it going to be enough to be able to overtake Castana or Sotsy into turn 2? No, he's not going to be close enough. But Shankadelic's going to get by Prime down into Tomborello. Echo Alex right behind him, the old Prime, with another 3-second time penalty. Penalties are adding up here. Into Villeneuve we go. And Prime is all over that rear diffuser right now of Shankadelic, looking down to the inside of Tosa. He's not going to be alongside to attempt a move there. He's going to back out and continue to follow him up the hill. D-Master OG still on that rear diffuser of Sotsy in front of him. Yo Prime is still on the rear diffuser of Shankadelic down into Ake Minerali. And it looks like they're going to continue to follow along each other up into the chicane of Variante Alta we go, between your two leaders of Sotsy and Master OG. Down through Rivalda. Off the exit of turn 18. Come across the start-finish line. And he's got the DRS, pulls up right to the rear diffuser, looking down to the inside. And he is going to take the lead into the braking zone of Variante Tomborello. And it looks like he's up there. Yo Prime does get by Shankadelic. Echo Alex is patiently waiting for his move as well. Castana and our Manson Sim are going to fight each other. Sotsy looks like he's able to get by D-Master OG into Villeneuve. Neither one of them really burning much battery. Yo Prime's 2.2 seconds back, and he's trying to catch up to the leaders in front. Through Ake Minerali with your two leaders. Up the hill towards Variante Alta. Is Master OG going to attempt a move down the inside into Variante Alta? No, he's not. He is going to continue to follow through once again. We'll have the DRS down the start-finish straight. Into Rivalda. We got about 8 laps to go when we come across the line. And D-Master OG has taken the lead once again. Shankadelic overtakes Yo Prime into the braking zone of Tomborello. Satsi gonna get a good run here heading towards Villeneuve. No, he is not, as Master OG is gonna hold him off for the time being. Shankadelic and Yo Prime still fighting back here for that final podium position as we're making our way off the hairpin of Tosa and up the hill towards Piratella. Down through Acque Minerale we go. OG with another 3-second time penalties, up to 6 seconds in penalties there. Silos and Sim are battling it out. Like me or not, gonna make his way through as well. And down into Acque Minerale we go, and up the hill towards Variante Alta. Asian Kid is gonna make a move on Raptor KK. Satsi hanging on to DRS in front, but here comes Shankadelic though. He's gained about 0.6 of a second over the course of the last lap. Satsi closes up to the back of Master OG. Around the outside he goes into the braking zone. Prime and Shankadelic battling side by side, and Yo Prime is going to take that final podium position for the time being. Osmanian Devil making a move on Alan J into the braking zone of Tomborello, and Osmanian Devil up into that P7 position. Alan J and Satsi the only two without a time penalty here at Imola. Through Villeneuve into Tosa. Deco's just chilling in that P6 position, nobody around him for the time being. Looking for a good result for himself tonight. Through Variante Alta are your two leaders. Got about a 30% difference between Master OG and Satsi in the ERS department. Off the exit of turn 18, we got a spin maybe. Yeah, our Manson Sim goes a little deep here. Satsi with the new fastest lap on lap 26. Shankadelic works his way through Yo Prime into Tomborello. Castano's making his way through Alan J. And now he's going to be looking to put the pressure on Osmanian Devil down through the inside. And another safety car is out here. Looked like Manson Sim lost it off the exit of turn 18 into the inside wall. As Satsi dives into pit lane, he is going to pull D-Master OG. The penalties, yeah, there's a lot of penalties. Master OG 10 seconds speeding into pit lane. That's going to be costly here at the end of the Grand Prix. The scooter department will be speaking with him after the race as well, I'm sure, for contact made earlier. This is what we're looking at in the penalty department. Soft tires are on between all the remaining drivers. The only one that didn't put on soft is going to be that Asian kid on the hard tires. got potentially 3 laps to go here when we get back under green flag. Heading down into Ravazza. Safety car will be in this time through. And it looks like Satsi is going to get started early through turn 17. He does catch Asian Kid off target. Yo Prime is already looking to put the attack on here on lap 30. He's going to go down to the inside of that Asian Kid. Soft versus hard tires. Prime into the braking zone of Cambarello. He's going to jump up into that final podium position for the time being. Asian Kid's going to be looking to defend on those very old hard tires compared to the fresh soft that he's surrounded with. He goes really deep there in Villeneuve. Slots right back behind Echo Alice. Allows Shankadelic and Echo Alice to get by. Deco Becerra is also going to get by that Asian Kid as well. Into Ake Minerali is your leaders, and off the exit we go here. Heading up towards Variante Alta. Into the braking zone we go, and who's that in the background looking to make a move? And nobody's making a move into Variante Alta. Although Osmanian Devil's going to get a better run than Asian Kid off the exit. Going to try and peek around the outside of turn 16, maybe the inside. He gives them a little tap into Ravazza, forces him wide. And here comes Castana peeking down to the inside as well. Master OG with the fastest lap here. DRS is enabled on the penultimate lap. Asian Kid is going to get by Castana and Osmanian Devil heading towards Variante Cambarello. Got 4 cars all battling right here. And now here comes Silos and Osmanian Devil side by side. And it looks like Silos is going to, or Osmanian Devil is going to come out on top. And like me or not, going to be through the inside of Silos. Through Tosa, up the hill into Piratella. Master OG hanging on to the back of Softy through Ake Minerali. Excuse me. Into the braking zone of Variante Alta we go. And still got a battle between your two leaders. And here comes Master OG looking to get the DRS maybe on Softy. I'm not exactly sure. As he has taken over the lead off the exit of Ravazza of turn 18, heading towards the start-finish line. He does not get the DRS. Neither does Sopsy. But Sopsy's going to go back around the outside now through the inside of turn 1. Yo Prime's going to get by Shankadelic. Master OG's going to hang it around the outside, trying to fight Sopsy here as we're coming through in towards Variante Villeneuve. And it looks like into Villeneuve, D-Master OG is going to continue on with the lead there. Osmanian Devil fighting side by side with Like Me or Not. And here comes Silos down to the inside of Like Me or Not into Villeneuve. And it looks like Silos is going to jump up into that P11 position. He needs one more spot to be inside that final point paying position. Alan J is doing a very good job keeping himself out of the penalty range as well. As though Sopsy is all over that rear diffuser Master OG as they're making their way up into Variante Alta. Yo Prime has caught right up to the back of him as well in that P4 position. Goes really deep And now Satsy's got a 3-second time penalty. Satsy can still win this based on time penalty down into Rivalda. And it looks like Master OG is going to lead us across the line here off the exit of Rivalda. And here comes Master OG taking the win on the circuit. But Satsy's going to take the victory. Shankadelic in second, Echo Alex third, Deco in fourth, Castana in fifth. Oh wow, Alan J jumps all the way up to that P5 position. So good result for him by staying clean. The only driver without a time penalty in this wonderful Imola Grand Prix. And there you have it, folks. We'll go over the final positions here in just a moment. Well, there you have it, folks. You got Satsy taking your win, Shankadelic in second, Echo Alex in third, Castana fourth, Deco fifth, Prime in sixth, Alan J seventh, Asian Kid eighth, Osmanian Devil ninth, Master OG 10th, Raptor 11th, Silos 12th, Like Me or Not 13th, Bongit 14th, Manson Sim I think was 15th, and Anime Boy was in 16th. Let's see, what is the calendar heading into next week for High Point Racing Tier 1? They will be going into Montreal, so tune in next week as Tier 1 will be taken on Montreal, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on the High Point Racing TV. And Thursday night, you will see Tier 2 at Canada as well. So don't be afraid to tune in right on High Point Racing TV for Tier 2. In the meantime, I am the Johnny Damon. I hope you all enjoyed this wonderful sprint weekend here at Imola. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you all next week. Enjoy the rest of your week.